Welcome to Break Free to Brilliance podcast, where heart-centered entrepreneurs, visionaries, and the everyday heroes in your backyard are helping the world break free to live life more purposefully, one story at a time. I am Seema Giri, your host, an award-winning author, entrepreneur, and holistic lifestyle strategist. Today's show is sponsored by Uplift Media. For strategies on how to break free to your brilliance and get your free gift, 10 ways to live a dynamic life, visit seemagiri.com. Today, our special guest is Dr. Ernesto Medina. He is the founder of the Bay Area Health and Wellness Center in San Jose, California. He's a functional medicine and neurology health expert. He is also the co-author of our upcoming book, Break Free to Stand in Your Power, which is releasing on June 17th. Welcome, Dr. Medina. It's so wonderful to have you here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So we're going to start off with a little guided meditation to bring ourselves present and take it, then we'll have the interview after that.
Okay.
So let's get started. Thank you for joining us today. It's a very special podcast episode today. We'll just do a little exercise of getting present. So if you could close your eyes and take a few cleansing deep breaths. There was a lot of things you had to do before you got to listen to this podcast. Just let that all go. And there's a lot of things waiting for you, other activities after you're done with this podcast. So just promise them that you will get back to them. And right now, you just want to let everything go and be totally 100% present here with us. And you want to see, since you've joined us today, what is that you are meant to hear from us? What is that message you're meant to get from this podcast, from this show, from this series, and from Dr. Medina today? Just breathe that in and really get present into that. I truly believe that we are here together for a reason, and it's not just a coincidence. So taking a deep breath, just relax into your seat. And just lean into whatever's coming forward, whatever you're getting called for in your heart. Taking another deep breath. You can open your eyes. So Dr. Medina, when you did that exercise, what message did you get? What was calling on your heart?
Oh, you put me on the spot there. Really making sure that my message is clear to all the listeners. Like most of the authors, I'm sure we all pulled from our own experiences. Mine were struggles and painful experiences in my past and how I came to conquer them, but how I evolved through that whole process. And that's really what I want to get across to all the listeners and readers.
So the book is called Break Free to Stand in Your Power. Can you tell us what is the name of your chapter and what is the experience that you want the readers to get from your chapter?
Yeah, so my chapter is called How I Broke Free from Debilitating Mental Illness. And really, I talk about my experience and struggle with clinical depression and generalized anxiety disorder as a young adult, 18, 19 years old. And I really talked about my evolution through that process of really understanding. And of course, this understanding came over many, many years, but working with different healthcare providers, being medicated, and then unfortunately not really getting the answers I wanted or the help I was looking for, just being medicated and kind of being told that's all you got. And so lifestyle strategies, meditation techniques, deep breathing techniques are all very useful tools for anxiety and even most mental illness issues. So I talk a lot about those and how I experienced them and how they helped me and how they can help many others.
I'm sure many people can relate to what you've gone through. I know we have some similar experiences where I was medicated so heavily that I was on 25 to 30 medications at one point. And that was just, in those days, that was the way to handle situations, to handle, take all these medicines. Oh, you're having side effects, take another, take another. Before you know it, you're on so many that you can't take any, and you're still back at the same place, if not worse, from where you started.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, unfortunately, I think that's still the way it's managed most of the time, especially mental illness.
Yes, yes. So during this time, especially COVID-19, where I think in our lifetime, this is the first time we're all experiencing something like this, except maybe our grandparents or great grandparents. What are you seeing through your patients in terms of mental wellness?
Yeah, that's a really good question, actually, because well, one of the big things, I always create educational content to help educate my patients and then the public. And, one of the big issues, even I personally was having, was just the hysteria and the anxiety from, the media blowing things out of proportion and then not getting straight answers from, public health officials or government officials. And so it creates a lot of confusion, and with confusion comes panic, and then panic comes hysteria. And so it's very infectious and feeds other people. And so I personally had to disconnect myself from, group chats or Facebook groups and things like that, because the amount of hysteria being created in those groups was feeding my anxiety. So when I disconnected from that, I started creating educational content around, supporting your immune system naturally to fight infection. And then I presented that to anybody who would listen. And I think that really helped a lot put things into perspective, right? Because the biggest thing we're seeing is those who are unhealthy or have underlying health issues are having the worst outcomes. Um, and so educating people on how to pay more attention to their own health, um, I think puts them at ease a bit more.
So what I'm hearing from you is disconnect yourself from the noise that actually is feeding into your anxiety and depression and fear, and then focus your energies on something more positive and more productive. Like for you, you're creating more content on how to be healthy naturally and how to stay healthy.
Yeah, 100%. The noise, that outside noise is a killer.
Now, I've done the same thing too. I hear you. So, Dr. Ernesto, what inspired you to be part of this anthology?
Um, well, my biggest inspiration was really my patients, I guess I could say. After many years of working with a lot of autoimmune patients, they tend to also have very high anxiety because of the same confusion or lack of answers or just noise that they're getting from their healthcare team. And nothing's very clear. Modern medicine today doesn't do a very good job at managing autoimmune diseases, right? They don't do a very good job at diagnosing, and then managing them is even worse. And that's just kind of the situation we have right now until research keeps growing in that. But what tends to be the most effective right now is, lifestyle medicine, habits, your nutrition, those things that aren't typically prescribed, right, by medical professionals. And so what motivated me from that was finding that the patients who did the best were the ones who were motivated to keep looking for answers and to get better. If you continue to be motivated and believe in yourself, they usually get better with the programs we do. And then you have the other hand, patients who pretty much turn over their health to their provider and expect them to do all the work for them, right? And they don't tend to have very good outcomes because they are not being proactive about their situation. They're just turning it over to their provider.
So what I'm picking up on is that one of the major inspiration was to being able to not only give to your immediate um, your immediate patients, but to go beyond that and utilizing your experience through your patients and your own experience of giving the message of hope and faith, and there are ways to heal and just go beyond the reach that you already have.
Yeah, think outside the box.
Wonderful, and I think that is so needed. So how do you think that this book, is coming out in a very timely, in a timely manner dealing with COVID-19? How do you think this book is going to help people in this current situation?
Yeah, I think it definitely is coming at a good time. Hopefully, people can start blocking out all the excess noise and do focus on reflecting internally and on their own health. This book would be a great tool to help them learn from other people's experiences, and then spend extra time reflecting on their own health and wellness from there.
Wonderful. I want to let our listeners know that Break Free to Stand in Your Power is an anthology consisting of 18 co-authors from different backgrounds, different health issues, different experiences, different challenges. And we've all come together to show that no matter how dire your situation you think is at that time, you're still able to come through. And they have given a great outline of where they've been and how they develop their strategies to come out of that and how they're thriving now. And each one of the co-authors is really giving back to their community and to their people, and want to let people know that you're not alone. And there's some specific tools that we did not know at our time that we want to make available to everyone now. And it's just interesting how we've planned this launch about a year ago, and how all of these things are coming out, that this, I think, is just a perfect time to give more inspiration, hope, and faith to have people get through the tough times.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you, Dr. Ernesto, for being with us here today. I really look forward to our launch, which is in June 17th, 2020, just a couple of months away. And before you know it, it's going to be here. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of this powerful book.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us for this interview. I hope you've gained some insights and/or tips that you can implement right away. For more interviews like this, please visit us at seemagiri.com or visit our YouTube channel, Break Free to Brilliance with Seema Giri. Until next time, have a great day.